So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 4 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I want to dive into today includes Spider-Man 2 DLC leak, Silent Hill 2's release is close, PlayStation 5 Pro graphics power is not what you expected, and the big 2024 PlayStation 5 launch response. First, yes or no, have you finished Spider-Man 2 or not? We're going to be talking about the game later on in the video, and I'm curious at this point how many of you here in our community have finished the game or not. So comment below, yes or no, if you finished Spider-Man 2 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the Silent Hill 2 release is close. Reading from WCCF Tech, the Silent Hill 2 remake is likely content complete and in its polishing phase as developer Blooper team is shifting its focus on other projects. As reported today on the Reset Era forums by well-known insider Dusk Golem, the Polish studio shared an update this week that revealed how it is shifting its focus on its 2025 Skybound game project and how it has received funding for an Unreal Engine 5 powered project from the Polish Agency for Enterprise Development on the condition that certain goals are met. As such, new hiring positions have been opened up and resources and employees have been moved to these projects. What this means for Silent Hill 2 Remake, according to the insider, is that the game is most likely content complete and in its polishing phase, which is being handled by a small team. While the release of the game is up to Konami, it could definitely launch the game this year if the publisher wants to. Again, the store listings that we saw last year have this game potentially set to release in March via multiple store listings, but obviously that's not official information. We also had the voice actor for James last year suggest that the game is an early 2024 launch. I wonder if it's just Konami making this choice or is it Sony having influence on the scheduling as well since it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Either way, hopefully we get an update soon and this isn't a title that releases later in 2024 since I really think it's been ready for some time now. Before we get to the next story, we're almost at 100k guys, so if you enjoyed the video so far and have been enjoying my videos, of course hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. We're almost there. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the Spider-Man 2 DLC. Reading from Insider Gaming, newly found files following the Insomniac leak suggest that Beetle may be coming to Marvel's Spider-Man 2 as DLC in the future. First spotted by Twitter user SVIS_Cyril, the files suggest that Insomniac had Beetle planned as DLC, which would include new missions, enemies, and a boss battle. Beetle fought Spider-Man on a couple of different occasions in the comic book series. It's unclear whether or not the Beetle DLC will actually come to fruition and be released in the game, though, as the files could be outdated and the recent hack could have changed internal plans. Obviously, I'm not going to be posting any images here in relation to that, but we've all been wondering what's going on with Spider-Man 2 DLC, considering Spider-Man PS4 had multiple DLC packs that were announced before the game even launched back in 2018. Spider-Man 2 didn't obviously get any announcements like that before launch. Things could have been pushed to focus on the potential Venom game and the Wolverine games, obviously, which potentially could launch later this year, next year, or 2026, as we've seen. But considering that Ratchet & Clank is a 2029 release, I wonder if that team moved to work on the Venom game, and then after that, they're going to work on the next Ratchet & Clank. So it's Ratchet and Clank, that team working on Venom, the Miles team working on Wolverine, that's already been confirmed, and the Spider-Man 1 and 2 teams working on Spider-Man 3. We'll see how 2024 plays out in regards to Spider-Man 2 outside of the New Game Plus mode and the extra features that's coming with that in early 2024, obviously. But you guys let me know if you think Spider-Man 2 will get any DLC this year or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the third story of the video, the response for Sony's big 2024 releases. So, Sony recently dropped a trailer, as we all know, with multiple big titles coming out this year, mainly focused on exclusives, but they also had third-party games as well. They also seemingly revealed that the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is a 2024 title and confirmed Silent Hill 2 for this year as well. Website Gematsu asked Konami about this, since Metal Gear Solid 3, many expected was further out, and Konami themselves didn't give a release year, but Sony obviously released this trailer. This is what Konami said in response: "Please wait for the announcement in the future." So it seems like Konami has something officially set to reveal more information on these games, but maybe Sony jumped the gun, which doesn't make sense because they wouldn't release the trailer and keep it up if Konami weren't fine with it, I would assume, considering they're also partners. They're working on Silent Hill 2 remake together. Sony's has exclusivity on that, so obviously they have a connection, and regardless, even without that connection, if Konami was not comfortable with Sony releasing the trailer, or they had an issue with the trailer, Sony would just take that trailer down. But you know, the trailer's still up and we can still see it, and it still says 2024. Either way, I hope we get official information soon, specifically for Silent Hill 2. And now diving into the final story of the video, PS5 Pro graphics power is not what you expected. So this was an interesting story. Recently, we spoke about how Sony could potentially have a dedicated piece of hardware to focus on AI upscaling for the PlayStation 5 Pro. This was from the recent Reset Era supposed leak that everybody covered, obviously, as we know. Now, this could still be possible, and that could still be happening, but recently, fellow YouTuber Red Gaming Tech, who had his own sources when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro, has stated that his sources have said that the PlayStation 5 Pro has no dedicated AI upscaling hardware. His words were that they were pretty adamant about that. He then went on to discuss how the PS5 Pro could still have AI upscaling, machine learning, obviously in reference to the recent Insomniac leak when it comes to Wolverine, and how one of their slides stated that it's going to have AI upscaling via machine learning. But Red Gaming Tech refers to it as an inference type model, which is similar to how Spiderman Miles Morales' muscle deformation works on the suit. It's a pre-made machine learning model that just runs on the console, so it's not real-time machine learning from what I understand. Obviously, in this case, it would be for upscaling images. Something interesting is that Red Gaming Tech states that this AI upscaling would run on the GPU of the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is rumored to be double the power of the PlayStation 5. But with RDNA 3, it has a feature where it could schedule these instructions, these AI upscaling instructions, in a way that doesn't impact performance. And for me personally, that's all we care about. Higher visuals, better performance, do this AI upscaling without impacting performance. That's why we cared about potentially having a dedicated piece of kit that does that. Again, this doesn't mean that the PlayStation 5 won't have a dedicated piece of hardware to do this. Red Gaming's sources are just saying it won't. So this would be the other way AI upscaling would work. The main goal here for me is getting a quality mode to run at 60 FPS. That's the only reason I've seen most people interested in buying the PlayStation 5 Pro. So whatever Sony does to achieve this, I'm interested in seeing how it works. But you guys let me know if you care about 60 FPS gameplay or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. As it always helps, to subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with ready for some news. Even though the early part of the year is looking pretty stacked from second and third party for Sony, I really hope Sony has some type of event in the near future that, you know, gives us a hint or a showcase or some type of understanding as to what's going on with the middle and latter half of the year. If you're excited for something like that, potentially destroy the comment section with ready for some news, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.